Welcome back to the CRUST update 2, where we continue our let's play. Don't hesitate to check in the video description below if you want to see previous videos, in particular the last one where I showed you my multi-regolith refinery setup. We have over here a first burst of resource for the oxides. We take in pretty much any resource we want, right, from any extractor or in the future from the moon. This goes into those multi-regolith refineries, and on the outside, we get a separation of all of the oxide. So that's really important. We can add as many as we want over here, it won't be a problem. Then, this burst, obviously, right now, the reality is most of those resources only used once, but I still created the burst so that in the future, if they add more building, we are able to actually take that into account. Or, if somehow I don't have enough space here to add more smelting furnaces, I can add another one over here of smelting furnaces. That can also be not just for space, it could be, for example, I can say this smelting furnace will create the steel that goes into a specific production, and then I can create another, furnaces for steel for another production, or for example, for transport, right? It could be that all of the ore that goes over here is surplus that we're gonna send for selling it, right? So there's different uses potentially for this bus, but most importantly, as you can see over here, right, we take resources of the bus, we start sending them into furnaces to refine them into their final product. So aluminium, steel, titanium, smart brick, not smart brick, concrete, but smart concrete made in really those smart concrete factories over here, and lastly the silicon. Since the end of the last episode, I did add now those new belts here that are creating a new bus of resource. This is kind of the intermediary product. We need to just build that piece here. So you can see that all of those resources now are creating a bus that goes this side, and we're gonna be able to do the same thing we did over here of adding buildings of this bus. I'm thinking in that direction over here. And first of all, I'm thinking we're gonna delete this. This was the old basic production of I'm going to create an energy problem now. But oh no, it's still connected on this side, so that's fine. Cool. So yes, we're gonna create a bus now going this way. What we can also see is that there is actually not that many new things for us to look at on the map, except distress calls that are probably coming from colonists, which I don't really want to look at right now. So I'm gonna put them in research mode so that they get us a bit more research points. More importantly, we've also seen that we have a first vein that is depleted. Over here, this used to be a vein, now this is depleted. So there's really not much we can do except just delete this, get back the resources. It's not really a problem per se. We have many other veins, don't worry about that. And there's still a bit of resource there, so we're gonna let it finish, by the way. But that's fine, And there's a few others I think are finishing soon, like this one, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 8,000 units. It's not gonna be in 1 second, but it's coming, basically, is my point. We're starting to empty the first few deposits in the center of our base, and we're gonna start using the other ones, right? We have so many others that we can keep discovering along the way. I have also just added a couple more solar panels over here because our production keep increasing, so that's important. And for that, I had to add even more CPU power, and see it over here. This is all of the CPU happening on this side. Actually, I think we can't really walk there, so just close this off. 2 more CPU. An urgent contract, I try to do most of them unless they are on the moon, because then that takes a rover that I don't have. Usually you don't do it on time, so on the moon I don't do it, and I may lose some from time to time a bit of reputation, but that's okay. We do all the other ones. So that is good. We see we have a couple of things that are full. Okay, being full of this, that's not a problem. I mean, being full of fuel, that's a great thing. It's a great problem to have. And what else is full? Oh, this is one that I disconnected. Why do we... I didn't realize we had 2 small blocks of rocks over here. So yes, I disconnected that one. It's not great. I need to fix that. I guess if I want to fix it easily, something like this. Going to have up. I'm gonna go somewhere over here. This is going to be deleted soon too, I think. But anyway, while it's not, for now it's not. So let's just that. And then you're gonna go all the way here. And why doesn't it want to connect? Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Ah, now it is connecting. I don't know what happened. Anyway, it's connected to this other mine over here. So all good. And yeah, let's look at this. So this is empty. Actually, yes, this is empty. We can delete these 2 now. So we're a bit in the cleanup phase now of the first, you know, really early game buildings. We just delete them all. And the thing is, we're getting back a lot of resource with that. So it's not, it's definitely a great thing to do. We don't need all of these. They're completely useless. So let's delete them. Okay. We're gonna keep all of that for now. Yep, that's good. That's good. So what's next? Well, what's next is to actually start using this, right? We have all of these resources. As I said, we're gonna keep a bit of space over here, maybe start somewhere here. And at some point, yes, we may get into a problem here. What I may want to do too is to add the finished resource also to this bus instead of sending it into a 3rd bus. So we should probably leave quite a bit of space here for a few other conveyors, you know? I haven't really calculated, but you know, we could say we're gonna need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, maybe 6. Oh, we're gonna need a lot actually. We want to really put everything on that bus. But I think it is the right thing to do, to be honest. Like a bus that goes all the way here. So maybe we actually start there and then we will never actually need to move this. Okay, maybe we do this. I have space, it's not a problem. I just need to probably also start deleting these places over here. If the developers are watching, you know, I'd love size even bigger than 3 over here. Okay, that's fine. Just finished another research, to be honest. I'm not really focusing on research right now. It's more about using the buildings we already have access to in a better way. So like I said, we're gonna continue, you know, the burst. Let me actually count, you know, the maximum we could need. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. I don't think we're gonna need that. Yeah, I think we're talking about 19, maybe 20. That's crazy. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, not again. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay, I mean, I guess to make it safe, we're gonna go around here. This is kind of the space for the final belt of the bus is probably somewhere over here. So we need to bring, yeah, we're gonna need to have all of them cross over here. So instead of having all of them cross, what's easier is to say this should have that. That way it's only one elevator and everybody else is crossing easily. Did I put it on the wrong side? I think I may have. No, all good. All good. So yeah, let me just extend this and I'll see you in a sec. So here it is. I've extended the lines and I've even done the first pass. Don't worry, we'll do the next one together so you can see. But basically, anytime there is some titanium that comes, it goes on this underground. And my underground is not perfect yet, it's not like super long, so I had to put an intermediary underground. Then it goes to this one. There is a storage, so we can always see, you know, what is in and out. And the other reason why I'm putting storages like this across the base is if we're gonna need some resources, that way there's multiple points where my drones could be taking it, you know, to build something new, to do a transport, etc. So that goes here, and as you can see then it is prioritized into that guy and go into this one. So this is going to take this titanium, make titanium plates. It's gonna go into this titanium plate storage, and then we go do the same thing on the opposite side, right? And so now we can bring titanium plates onto the bus, because like I said, let's bring everything on the bus, right? No reason why not. So let's do the next one, so that at the end, you know, my goal is basically to replace this thing here in particular, because the mine that used to be there is gone, remember, right? So being able to actually delete this whole thing will be good, So we have replaced this one, right? Let's actually delete it now. So all this thing is completely full. That's interesting. It's fine. Let's delete this. This one is still working, yeah, still working a bit. So the next one is the component factory, also taking titanium, but also taking steel. So we're gonna start placing this, right? The idea is to put one of these somewhere over here. Now you could put it off the same belt here. We're going to, and actually maybe we will do that to some extent, but what's for sure is we need to bring also the iron, which is this one, if I'm not mistaken. And no, I think we're gonna bring it somewhere over here, right? So let's go. We're going to have, actually, let's do this there. I'm always doing it at the bottom, that way it's kind of clean. So as I said, somewhere over here, it's good to leave some space. I know it means more mining, but you don't want to have to delete everything because you just didn't leave, you know, one space enough for something in the future. Up, and we go here. So that's gonna be the iron. All right, that's gonna go like this. Then we're gonna have like that. Oops. Or iron in this case, or steel. All right. Up. I need to connect these two, and here we're gonna need to basically delete just this one to do something like this. Up, done, and then do up to reconnect this one, and yeah, we can set priorities to go down. Go here, you go there, okay, all good. So that's gonna be the line of iron. We're gonna need a line also of steel. And the question is, do I put the bifurcation before or after? I'm guessing we put it after, otherwise that doesn't make much sense. So we're gonna do something like this, bring it there, and then up. Now, to be clear, I could do the same thing I did here and bring, you know, a second line there, but why? No, we already have the resources there, so let's just do it like that. Okay, we built the whole thing. We're starting to be a bit down on resources, so I may sell some soon. Like, in particular, some fuel, we have a lot. Some rare. Let me actually do that quickly, please. Oh, and I see we're also super low on smart concrete. Do I not have I may have a problem over here. Oh yeah, I think we have a problem here. Look at this. So here we're almost full on iron, and here we're completely full on iron. So that's the problem. The problem is we're not making enough iron. This is not full at all. So, you know, this kind of quick and dirty solution is this. And then, or not iron by the way, steel. Keep saying the wrong thing. But the thing is basically then we can sell that steel. We have really too much iron. So we're gonna do this. Up, up. We need some electricity. Wires. It's not like I need a pole for each resource to make it a bit clean. Okay. So that should hopefully help with our iron going forward. Otherwise, you know, we're not getting any resource. In particular, I'm not getting any of this slag. I'm going to open that slag deposit here to try to also restart this a bit, because I know we had a lot of slag that I need to empty here. See this one here, right? So that's also why I'm doing this. In the future, hopefully we don't need to do that anymore. For now, that's fine. We can do that. Okay, so what was I saying over here? We have now brought both of those resources. We can see them there. Great. So let's go. Let's build the production. This is the component factory. We're gonna place for now 2, 1, 2. But in the future, again, we can add as many as we want. No problem. No problem. And you know, you may want to flip them. So sometimes it's easier, but I think we'll be fine. So this, same here. Okay. And then for these guys here, we just need, you know, one there. That wrong side, yes. So that. So we're gonna go here and there. Same here. Yeah.
Package
just
delivered.
Connect it like this. Oops. Come on. Connect it all. Some electricity. I haven't really done the electricity cleanly yet on this side, but for now I think we're just gonna do like this. Up. Connect. Done. So that's going to create, you know, the actual. Oh, that was an important one actually, because that gives us access to solar panel upgrade, which is 15% efficiency for solar panel, and after we have the large solar panel. So keen to do that one for sure. We have also some cargo to deliver here. Okay, I'm gonna say no. I'm not gonna say no. We see. Okay. A lot of things are full over here. Okay, food, that's not really a problem. This is not a problem. No, that's not a problem. It's better to have them full than empty, for sure. Anyway, so this is being built. Then we're gonna need, you know, an output storage as always. Up, and then we're gonna bring that to the bus. Up. We need some belts. Done. And we continue there too. So again, I'm using a lot of my money right now, so we're gonna pause for a second. But it is, listen, and this is how we are going to now add all of the more advanced resource to the bus. Alright, so we started with the titanium plates, we added the components. Now maybe next we can do the micro circuits, and so on and so on. So So this is really a very significant step forward and really a great base for us to expand from. So like I said, we're gonna be able to delete this one in a second. Now, where are these coming from? This is coming from here. Why is that empty right now? There's a problem here, I think. Okay, now it's going. But long story short, we still have these resources. We still have this. So we're gonna keep it going until this is empty, and then we can delete this whole thing, right? We can also, as I said, start selling some. So let me sell some of these resources and I'll see you in a minute. As we continue to explore the moon, we came up to the West 45H station. Located deep in a deep crater, there is apparently a small station dispatcher that contacted us.
Director, do you copy? WES 45H station dispatcher speaking. Our mining and filtration equipment has broken down, and we lack the spare parts and free hands to complete the repairs. Help us fix the equipment to resume water supplies to the nearest outposts. People's lives and health depend on it.
Okay.
Director, I've analyzed the equipment's technical condition on the station. Most ice extractors require major repairs and all filters need to be replaced. We have several ways to solve the problem. We can send spare parts and repair drones, but fixing the center will take considerable time. We can also look for a construction expert. They'll help speed up the process. And, of course, we can always leave the technicians to solve the problem without our involvement.
I think we should try to help. And this requires a specialist. This doesn't require a specialist.
There is a lot of Arabian concern equipment at the station, and someone familiar with it would be useful here. Unfortunately, we don't have such assets at the moment. We'll have to choose from other available options. We can still send spare parts and repair drones, or just leave the technicians to solve the problem without our help.
So basically try maybe to avoid going there before you have a technician, because he called my bluff, like we can't just wait to have a technician. But let's see.
Several residential outposts depend on the work of this station.
Let's see how much that would be asking for us. I guess this is here, right? Yes. Okay, that's not too bad. We should have that, except maybe the modular frames, but I can buy them. Okay. Is that new? No, that's shelter, distress call, survivor's camp. Yeah, so let's just put my rover back into science. Let's look at our city, because I've made some interesting progress. What is all of that? Oh, there's a bit of resource here. So, when there's resource on the ground like this and you want them to come pick it up, you can do this. They'll come before going somewhere else. That's a lot of resource. Because, I don't like to have too much stuff on the ground. So it is, now they're coming. Anyway, as I was saying, we've started to expand even more the bus. You can see we have over here 2 new resources, and I'm starting a 3rd one over here. So this was the first, right? This is our titanium plates, and we have the components over here. And then this is the rare earth element. I used to have a production of it over here. We just moved it there now because it was a bit in the way. Let's tell them to take that too while we're here. What is that? Oh. So that's the new production here. That was important because this is needed for the production of microchips, right? So that's what's happening over here. We have 2 of those microchip factory, taking this resource here, plus that resource over here, and it's going, and it's gonna make some microchips. And now we're gonna need to send this back onto the bus. So it's time to expand the bus. My miners are working hard too over here. So let's do that quickly. Expand just this one for now. Then we're gonna want the output. I'm trying to always align everything. So this is going to be the microchips. Up, And this will start going into the bus, which I hope we made big enough, but who knows? Who knows? We'll see at the end. So that goes there, this goes here. I'm gonna tell them on for now. Done. And yeah, I did a couple of contracts back into positive. We do have still a lot of fuel. We're also starting to have a lot of food and the steel, right? Our production of steel down there is way bigger than everything else. Actually, you can see this is completely full, right? So what we may want to do is, specifically for this one, start putting large storage just next to it to expand our storage here. Oh, yeah, I think we did it the right way. So that's gonna be a storage of steel, and instead of the 500, this is actually 2000, despite not being a lot more space because it goes up to. So this is definitely a great one for this to restart going. Otherwise, these things are gonna stop again. Right? They're gonna be empty of iron again. And what we may want to do though is do something like this, so that if this is empty, but we had a huge reserve there, it can still go in. Right? And in the future, we can do something a bit more advanced, but for now, it's okay. And so, yeah, this has started. We can see we have some resource there. So what's the next one? Well, if we look at the list, over here we have done all of these. Carbon fiber is a bit of a different one, so we're not gonna count that for now. Fuel also is a bit different because it takes water, and I don't think we use fuel for a lot of things, so let's leave that aside. The next one really is the modular terminal, and the cool thing is this uses both this and that. So I'm thinking what we'll do is we'll just put them over here directly. Like, let's actually do it live together instead of talking about it. So what we're gonna do is that, and I forgot to press shift, but let's press T to flip it. Okay, like this. And like I said, we're going to do something like this is gonna be actually, so this is the middle one, so we're gonna put that like that, and then here we're going to have an underground from here there. Perfect. So you go there, up, and you're the one that is easy, because you can just go directly in. And for the other ones, we do need one small underground conveyor, and we do like this. That way we need only one conveyor instead of two. And we just need a bit of electricity. Let's continue to connect that. Up, done, done. And with this, ladies and gents, we're going to start making some modular terminals. It was really, oh, there's a lot of things happening. My drones are idle is really a good thing, to be honest, because why are they not taking this regulus? There should be a place for them to deliver, unless this is full. Okay, this is full. So we should have maybe a big regolith bulk storage somewhere over here. Regolith. That way, if they find regolith anywhere, they can just deliver it here. I'm not sure we have 2 plates and 6 frames. So let's check that. We have plates, we don't have frames. So let's just buy a couple of frames. Yeah, and maybe I'll also sell a bit while we're here. How much is that? That's a lot of money. Let's just put a bit less. And then let's see, yes, if there's a couple of, for example, for fuel. There is not a lot of fuel. This is on the moon, so no. The moon, no. That's good, because there's also some science with it. So let's accept it, send right away. We need potentially a bigger one. Perfect. And then I wanted to do also, we have tons of steel. Now steel is not going to give us a lot of money, but maybe we can find also a bit of science, like this one. This is urgent. This is on Earth. Now we don't have the titanium, but we have tons of steel, and maybe I'll just buy the titanium. Yeah, let's just do that. Fill the order of steel first, while we buy some titanium. Oh, this is expensive, but this is for 600. Right, so it should be fine. It should be fine. Okay. So let me do this and I'll see you in a minute. And here it is, ladies and gents, we have produced our first few modular terminals. That is really, really great. And again, the key thing here is this is fully modular, right? Scalable. I can add more on this side, no problem, and it will just come back here onto the belt. And then we can add the next production here and there and there and there and continue like this. So we are really set up, you know, really well for the long term, where here we can add more multi-regoliths. We can also, by the way, start to upgrade them before adding more. Then we have our belt here. We can add more if we need on this side here. And when we see that something is completely full, we can start making also more storage. For example, here of the smart concrete. You know, we don't want to have too much slag either. And yeah, we're gonna be able to really start moving forward now with the quest, with colonists and things like that. I feel I'm comfortable now, you know, I feel the base is set up properly. Thank you for watching, smash like button, and I hope to see you next time.